I am going to open the revenue neutral hearing.
Alrighty, this law came into play a couple of years back, wherein if a district is going to exceed the revenue neutral rate with their proposed budget, millage, as part of the hearing, a resolution needs to be passed by the board with a roll call vote. The revenue neutral rate represents, it's the rate that it would take to generate the exact same dollars as last year. It's computed by the county treasurer, and the R&R for this year is 48.152. Our millage that we're proposing this year is 49.079. How this comes to be is anytime your assessed valuation goes up, it's pretty well academic that this is going to occur. And it's a blessing. Our assessed valuation went up by around $3 million this year. So that's what's triggering this puppy to occur. Also, though, there's a peculiarity in the law that says that whatever that was, statutorily, the general fund is 20 mils. Well, the R&R for the general fund is at 19.455. That's as figured by the county person as well. There's no way around it. We would have to pass this resolution to exceed the R&R anyway, because statutorily we have to have the 20 mils for the general fund. So it would take fewer mils to generate the same dollar amount. That's what the R&R is all about. Our millage that we are proposing to use this year is 49.079. The R&R as computed by the county treasurer is 48.152. Thus, we're in this position. It's nothing bad. It really doesn't change a thing for us, outside of the fact that, Mr. Jones, we need to pass the revenue neutral rate resolution and do it by a roll call vote. I think it's you. Stay away.
All right. I need a motion to approve the R&R.
So moved. Second.
Ryan, Rita, and Curtis. Okay. Been moved and seconded to approve the R&R resolution. Okay, I'm going to do a roll call vote. All right. Curtis Peterson.
Yes.
Ryan Trivogel.
Yes.
Ryan Ruda.
Yes.
Sean Sheets.
Yes.
I'm off.
Casey Robinson.
Yes.
Jill George.
Yes.
And I am a yes as well. Okay, I need a motion to close the R&R hearing, revenue neutral hearing.
So moved. Second.
Trivogel and Sean. Been moved and second to close the revenue neutral hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now I'm going to open the budget hearing.
There we go. Back to the good old-fashioned budget hearing. And so during the regular board meeting, when we get into it, I'll be asking the board to adopt the budget that we'll be walking through here. Allows people the opportunity to ask questions and or to present information to you about the budget. Base state aid per pupil this year is $5,615 per student. It's gone up by about $237. There's an increase roughly of $3 million for assessed valuation. Once again, that's a good thing. Overall millage is actually going down. So actual tax rate for our patrons is going down by 0.374. This year's rate we're proposing to be 49.079. Last year it was 49.453. That represents a savings of $4.30 on a $100,000 home. There you go, Mr. Jones. Unfortunately, our overall head count is down 23 from last year. We're currently sitting at 843. Also, a piece of the law says we have to talk about the results of the building needs assessments. We talked about these last month, but I'm supposed to bring them back up again during the budget hearing. So if you'll recall, the barriers that I mentioned to you this comes from the building principals working with their BLTs and their staffs on just, what are we looking at, what are we facing? And so I'm just going to go back through those again. You should have them in your packets. Lack of pre-K-12 centralized professional learning plan, which we're addressing. We're working on that. Shortage of fully licensed teachers, general and new pathways, just getting fully licensed teachers here. Family and student trauma, really not much we can do about that besides the fact that we are ready for it and we deal with it. We're needing to improve our individual plans of study, and that also is, we're working on that. So those are the barriers we face across the district. Possible budgetary adjustments to this, dedicate some monies to professional learning areas to address all the different things I just mentioned to you. And the time horizon, we're supposed to predict how long it's going to take by just addressing those barriers to get 100% of our tested students into levels 3 and 4 on the state assessments. I always say it's infinity plus 1, but officially we say it's 7 years. Last year I said 8 years. Next year I'll say 6 years. So 7 years is what we say. So that's important to get that reflected in the minutes that we covered that again. The actual budget document itself, the Code 99, if you want to take a look at that, you should have that in your packet. The salient parts for you to take a look at. The overall budget we're proposing for you is $18,490,000. It's actually down $1 million from last year because our carryover in our capital outlay, we just don't have as much cash because of the things we've been doing within the capital outlay fund. We're up in the general fund and we're up in the LOB. But you take all these things together and it comes in at $1 million down from last year's overall budget. So that is the overall budget, Mr. Jones. And Mike and I stand ready to answer any questions if you don't have any.
Down $1 million.
Nope. We're buying a track, we fixed the playground, and been busy.
Well, if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the budget.
Well, that'll happen later on.
Okay.
Just close the hearing.
Okay, I need a motion to close the budget hearing.
So moved. Second.
Ryan, Rita, and Curtis. Been moved and seconded to close the budget hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Ryan and Casey? Is it Jill? Moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Ryan, Rita, and Sean. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, recognitions.
Just kudos to all. We've had a really smooth start of the year, and that's particularly impressive given the crisis that we faced right at the beginning of school and the issues we've been continuing to have with some technology issues, Skyward in particular. Yet it's been a smooth start to the year, so kudos to all. It speaks very highly of who the Longhorns are, and we just call them cool and collected and we're out of school. We just do, so I appreciate that.
All right. Let's move to financials. Mike?
Okay, on page 5 of the warrants, you can see down at the bottom there, the track, third payment on the track, $296,500. Above that's the new surface over here on the playground for the TaylorMade, $256,217.87. And then our electricity bill, and then redoing the high school gym floor, $19,950. So those are our main ones. So $839,873.59 of warrants this month.
And I know you guys can do simple math, but if you were to take out the track and the playground over there, just were to take that out of that total, it'd bring the whole thing down to about $287, which is far more normal for monthly expenditures.
Hey, Mike, what was the huddle for 16,000 just above those numbers?
That's the how we broadcast our games.
Oh, okay.
And then, the seed there,
Grass.
seed, trying to get the grounds in better shape. And then page 6, the revenue expense by fund. Cash balances are where we expect them to be this time of year, because we don't get any county tax money till January. And then page 7, our expense summary, still real early in the budget year. And then page 8, the transfers, and then the high school and middle school reports. So if you have any questions.
If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financials at $839,873.59.
So moved.
Second.
Jill and Ryan Ruda. Been moved and seconded to approve the financials. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, no public patrons, so administrative reports, Dr. Meyer.
A few things to mention to you. Track update, we're right on schedule. I don't know if you noticed, but AB3 is being put in today. And so that's, the next step of getting the track completed. Asphalt's coming soon. Once that goes in, it has to cure for a few weeks. So we're, right on pace. It's supposed to be done, finished on November 21st, my son's birthday. So we're in real good shape there. We're in the middle of working the soda contracts, getting ready. We'll receive soon a bid proposal, if you will, from Coke and from Pepsi. Should have in the very near future have those for you with a recommendation at the October board meeting. So looking to continue having an exclusive contract with one of the two companies. Final thing to mention to you, the Longhorn Festival is right around the corner. October 1st from 6 to 8, I believe it is. It'll be back outside the fenced area because with the construction going on, I don't think it'd be a good idea to be inside there. We'll have, food trucks, games, band, cheerleader, rec train, crushing the car again. So good opportunity. If you're around, come on out. It's a good time. We have multiple hundreds of people show up for the Longhorn Festival. So October 1st, Wednesday the 1st from 6 to 8. So it's around the corner.
Wheatland cooking?
Nope, Wheatland is not cooking. We'll have food trucks. So
This is too busy. All right, thanks. All
you
right,
can come out and cook anyway if you want.
at the food trucks. All right, buildings and grounds,
Nothing further.
transportation. Monica is gone. You don't have anything to add for her?
Nope.
Okay. Technology?
Nothing further.
All right, principals. Let's start with Amy. Alford.
Oh, back to normal. She was primed and ready when she was.
Last week, we did our career tent assembly for our preschool and kindergarten students as part of our IPS that we do for them. Ms. Castillo has done an awesome job and in providing a bunch of different tents with materials that go with the occupation. Like we had police officer or police department, a fashion show. That's new this year. Ambulance, space station, post office. I think those were the 5 that we did this round. And then we'll do it again in January. And so the idea is that each of those career tents rotates throughout the 5 classrooms throughout this semester, and the students get to interact with it during their purposeful playtime. So we take the time to actually introduce them to the tent, introduce them to the career, the importance of the career, and show them all the ins and outs. And so we did something additional this year, and Ms. Castillo recorded the teachers who help us with this during their presentations. And so we're going to have videos for each of the classrooms to watch because, by the time they may get the fashion show in their classroom in December, they probably forgot about what that career field would look like. And so the teachers will take the time to watch the videos that we put together to introduce the new tent coming to their classroom for that session. So it's very exciting for our students, and they are always coming up to me asking about the post office because that's the one I did this time. So they think I work there. That's great.
Thank you, Amy. All right, Randy, we'll just stay in.
If you come over to Holcomb Elementary, our halls are lined with posters of students that want to participate in student council. So that is, we always have kids that want to do it, but this year it seems like we have a whole lot that would really like to participate. So that's really exciting. They're giving their speeches currently. This week's all about, I think they had to have their posters up last week, and then their speeches are this week. Then we'll vote, and by the end of the day on Friday, we'll announce who our student council is. They do, I don't know all the things they do, but I know they do a couple of service projects. They do some for our school. They do one for the community. Recently, they helped purchase the signs that we have so far in Holcomb Elementary to help guide, people who come in, because it can be easy to get lost in there sometimes. And they also purchase recess balls for K-5, although we are in need of some more of those. I do not know where they go. I don't know how they get lost, eaten, I don't know. But somehow we always end up without any recess equipment. So it's about time for new ones. We've talked about that. So those are great things that they do for our school. Also this morning we had bank teller training. So they were hard at work in Miss Seaman's office, working with the lady from, Debbie from Golden Plains, and she is getting them all set so that when we open our bank, it's ready to go. And we have our kickoff assembly tomorrow morning. So that's really exciting. I'm excited to see where that goes, and see how many kids we have utilizing that and learning about saving their money. So those are a couple of the new things going on at Holcomb Elementary.
Thank you. All right, Dr. Helton.
Every September, our kids have an opportunity, well, our 6th graders have an opportunity to take the Kansas Communities That Care survey. It focuses on how kids feel about climate at school. Do they feel welcome? Do they feel that they matter? Those kinds of questions. We get the data 11 months later, so we can't do anything with half the kids who took it, but we can talk about the other half.
That's timely.
I put in my report, I gave more details on it, but there's 18 different categories, and we scored above the state average, 5 points or better in all but 2 of them. So 2 areas for growth. One that was pointed out, one of the statements was, I've been bullied through texting, social media, or gaming, sometimes to every day. We were 8 points higher than the average in the state. So no, continue to educate them on digital citizenship, encouraging parents to be involved with what kids are doing with their phones outside of school. The other one was, my teachers notice when I'm doing a good job. 74% agreed, but the state average was 80. So encouraging teachers just to be a little more overt when kids are doing a good thing. But other than that, looking at some of the ways that the domains or categories on a scale, Holcomb Middle School was 17 points below the average, the state average, in a depressed climate, meaning kids are 17% less likely to be in a depressed climate. 8% lower in an anxious, conflictual climate, so less bullying in the hallways. 22 points better than the state average in student voice, so having a say in their electives and the trajectory of the school. I think giving them a chance to pick their hooks and things plays into that. So overall, very good data. Obviously, there's always room. You want to always be better. Like one of them was, I felt safe, uncomfortable, nervous at school. 4% agreed. The state average was 16. So that's good, but that means that we still have 4% of our kids that we need to reach out to, that we need to do a better job with. So overall, good data. I wanted to share that with you, and in 11 months, we'll see how we do next month.
Thank you. All right, Jerry Johnson.
Two things we'll highlight is, number one, we asked our student leadership group last year how they wanted to do social emotional learning, not just a CAN program for like Character Strong. And so we got some good feedback from them. We met with Mr. Troy Naniga, who came out and spoke with myself and Wes Wickwar and Mrs. Gifford. Mr. Naniga is going to come in on Thursday and do a guest speaking presentation about how to regulate yourself. That was one of the biggest things our students really wanted to know, is how do they get over hard things that are happening in their life, or the stress, the anxiety, and some of that stuff. That was a big thing that they said last year. So all of our student leadership's going to be surrounded about that. He's developed where he's going to bring 3 other people out, and every month in the first semester, we're going to have speakers coming in and talking about those things, about coping skills, how to be healthy, how to be happy, those kind of different things. So really excited about that. I think this is something that we can actually make an impact, not just throw things at kids, like actually give them the tools to say is, if I'm in a stressful situation, how do I get my nervous system back into a relaxed state to where I can actually think. So pretty excited about that. The other thing to highlight is our activities we have going on this year. We have more numbers in the high school participating in activities than we have before. Each one of our fall sports numbers are up to the highest they've been, I think, since I've been here. And our activities overall. So our SAD and has had meetings. Stuco, Mrs. Gifford has done something different this year, which is kind of cool. They have a representative per homeroom that we're voted on, so we have more kids involved into the Stuco than we ever have before. K-Club numbers are really up. FFA has good numbers on their participation that's taking place with some of their games and some of the stuff they're planning on going. So really excited for our kids just getting involved with that. We may be down in numbers district-wise, but our kids are participating at a higher level than what they have before. So I think that shows something.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's move to unfinished business and introduction of new teachers.
All right. Every year we have pleasure of bringing new people on as teachers here in the land of Longhorns. And tonight we have 3 of our new teachers with us. And so I'll ask the principals, their individual principals, to do the introductions. Randy, let's start with you. And we'll get the other teachers here in coming months.
Okay, so I only have one this year. And
That's different.
yes. Oh, yes, and a half. That's right, and a half, because I have one that I share. But Mrs. Rodriguez is here from Sublette, and she came from Wichita first, is that right? Or Manhattan, or Wichita? Okay. Anyway, she has been teaching for just a few years, but we are so happy to have her in 5th grade teaching math this year. She'll be with us for a little while before she heads off to have this little one. So anyway, we are excited to have her with us, and her first name is Allison, I should say that, Allison Rodriguez. So anyway, welcome to Holcomb. We're excited to have you.
Welcome.
Do you want to say something? No.
Where's that lamp? Where's the spotlight?
2 gentlemen to introduce that are making an immediate impact on the middle school. Kip Nichols, he's joining us from Garden City. Spent the bulk of his career, or not all of it, in Garden City. Extensive amount of time doing special education. That plays great in the middle school setting, using some of those experiences. You did everything in middle school. Teaching 6th and 7th grade social studies. And then Josh Sigmund, he is our 6th grade math teacher. Most recently from Wichita, but spent a good chunk of time in Dodge before he went to Wichita and then coming back west. Another thing that's really helpful in a middle school setting is he spent a lot of time doing positive behavior support classrooms. So kids with intense behavioral needs. And that just plays into that age. But he's also assistant football, assistant wrestling, going to be assistant track. So he's making connections with kids. Really pleased with how they're doing in the classroom. They're fitting our culture real well. So happy to have them both on board.
Welcome.
You guys are all more than welcome to hang around. I would understand if you don't, but it's going to get real exciting here in just a little bit.
Good stuff.
The really exciting things.
All right. Let's move to new business and approval of the HRC 25-26 budget.
Since we are the taxing entity for the rec center, it's necessary for, if we want them to operate, for this board to approve of their budget. We have no say-so on their budget outside of the fact that we approve it. But you do have their documents before you, if you want to take a look at them. They're carrying where would that go? They're carrying 4.6 mils is what they're doing. They too popped the R&R. because their assessed valuation went up as well, because it's tied to us. Their budget is $1.5 million, tied to, let's see, capital outlay, personnel. It's all spread out. You know, they've got a variety of different expenses that, you know, operate with people and the various things that they provide for the community. So I recommend the board approve of the 25-26 HRC budget.
So moved. Second.
Sean and Curtis. It's been moved and seconded to approve the HRC budget for the 25-26 year. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? All right, now we will do our adoption of the 25-26.
There you go. And this is a follow-up from the hearing earlier. There's no new information to provide to you besides the fact that it is important to, once again, Robin, to get it reflected in the minutes. We discussed the building needs assessment information, the summation of all that, the barriers, the budgetary possible responses, and the time horizon to get people up to levels 3 and 4. But it's the exact same information that I talked with you earlier, that I discussed with you earlier. So I recommend adoption of the 25-26 budget as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Ryan, Rita, and Jill. Been moved and seconded to adopt the 25-26 budget as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approval of remote learner.
Yeah, we have a young lady, a middle school student, who is hospitalized for a goodly portion of the first semester. In order to maintain her education, we need for the board to take an overt action to approve her to be a remote learner. Tyler's working out all the details to make this happen, and has a teacher assigned to her who has a relationship with her from last year, has a relationship with her this year. Pertinent information to her malady is in the executive session information. I recommend approval of the student request as presented to be a remote learner for the first semester of the 25-26 school year.
So moved. Second.
Casey and Jill. It's been moved and seconded to approve the student request to be for remote learner for first semester of the 25-26 school year. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now our good one. Elkhart High Plains.
Yeah,
Fun.
Elkhart is continuing their shenanigans. As of when I wrote this, they still have not paid their assessment from last year, and they have held their assessment from this year as well. So HPEC, they're having a meeting tomorrow with the leadership of 218. They're actually looking at choices. They could pull the High Plains teachers from there. That would cause all sorts of issues, because then I have to believe the state would get involved at that point, because it would not be serving IDEA. A major kerfuffle would occur. They could cut a deal. None of the superintendents in the co-op are in favor of that. We had a conversation today, and I expressed that very bluntly. Why cut a deal? They are in breach of the contract. They should pay it. The end. They could take on 100% of the KCA SPED needs. That's KCA is the virtual school for Elkhart. That's what this whole thing stems from. That group, and because they're upset because their profit margin is going from $6 million a year to $3 million a year. Profit, not expense. Profit, and they could sue 218. They could end up suing Elkhart to get the money. That's probably where this is headed. Depending on how this goes, we might need to take a similar action as well, because if they just do not pay, that money needs to be paid somehow, some way. And so one way that could get paid is all the other districts pony up. So our assessment goes up. And that's just not right. That's just not right at all. So one way to avoid that is all the other districts sue USD 218. That's dirty. I mean, that's ugly. That's nasty.
Can we send Tony
many?
Soprano in?
Yeah.
How many schools are in
16.
High Plains?
16. I mean, I can't believe that they would make that choice. 218 would want to stand there and puff up their chests and say, we don't get it. It's as nonsensical.
They seem to be digging their heels in right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard what's the major driver behind that payment?
They just don't like it.
They're not getting the service they.
Well, no, that's not the point. That's not the point. They don't like it.
It's the virtual school, right?
Yeah, Pearson, who is the evil empire overlord of the virtual school, they just don't like the fact that their profit margin's being cut. Because for years and years and years, the virtual students were not part of the assessment. They just weren't, for whatever reason. And so for about a 3 to 4 year period, we worked it out. And so every student, how we get assigned our assessment, or in every district in the co-op, how it's determined is they just look at our head count. And then it's 1.0 FTE, okay? And so over time, we said, all right, well, we'll be nice. We're doing 0.5. We could have done 1.0. And this went all the way through the High Plains Board over a 2 year period. It got ratified and codified and pushed through the legal process, whole 9 yards. It got approved. And the new soup came along this last year, said, and he paid three of the assessments throughout the year and just decided I'm not paying now, the last one, because Pearson, the evil empire, doesn't like it. My point is, too bad, as far as that's concerned. And so he is breaking the contract. So ultimately, the interlocal agreement may be rewritten to address virtual students in particular. And my attitude at this point is make them 1.0, charge them full price.
How many of the other 16, or how many of the 16 are ready to move on separate lawsuits?
No one said let's do it, but everyone's gearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because as far as the numbers, I mean, if High Plains brings it forward, great. You have 16 school districts that are bringing it forward. You gotta believe KSB would take.
Well, if they pull all their special ed out.
I can't imagine what that would trigger. I mean, the KSDE would just, have a conniption. I mean, because that's a federal thing. I mean, big time issues would
Send out the National Guard.
Yeah, that's that could occur. That could occur. So anyway, all I'm telling you is that we're at a meeting tomorrow, and in the last conversation that we had with Alexa, there were 12 soups in on this conversation, very overtly said, do not cut a deal. Do not. Why would you cut a deal? I mean, we're in the right, they're in the wrong.
You opened Pandora's box there.
Oh, goodness. And like I told Alexa, if you let them get away with this, why would they make any payment? Future payment. And by the way, why would we pay?
Why would we?
Why would we pay? Outside of honor and the fact that we signed a contract.
And their bill's like 200,000?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they didn't pay for last year. Yeah, that's what's left for them to pay. And every other district has paid their beginning assessment, the first assessment for this year. Because you pay throughout the year. Yeah, so it truly is surreal. It just, and this is the same guy that got released from his former district in Oklahoma for trying to bribe a board member. So he got indicted for that. Yeah, so I kid you not, I can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, I'm open to bribes. Okay, well, any more questions on that?
No.
All right, well, let's move to the acceptance of grant and donations to the district.
Yeah, we have a couple. We have one grant and 2 donations that have come to the district in the last month. McPherson County Community Foundation is bringing forward a donation of $500. Triple Oak Power is providing a donation of $2,000, and Scott Community Foundation is $500 grant to us. I recommend the board accept the grant and the donations made to the district.
So moved.
Second.
Jill? Ryan Trevo and Jill. It's been moved and seconded to accept the grants and donations made to the district. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, executive session.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Let's see. Let's go into executive session at 7:36 for 10 minutes with Dr.
You
Myers.
could not have executive session and beat her record. You could.
Can we not do it?
Or do we have stuff to take care
You
of?
need supplementals, you need to hire some supplementals.
It's her.
Give me 10 minutes.
7:30, let's do it at 7:37 now for 10 minutes with Dr. Myers, and that's it. All those in favor? All right, we're back in session. I need a motion to approve Kimberly Gossman as an activities bus driver.
So moved.
Second.
Ryan Ruda and Ryan Schreiber. Been moved and seconded to hire Kimberly. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to hire Roger Redden as an activity bus driver.
So moved.
Second.
Ryan Ruda and Casey. Been moved and seconded to approve Roger Redden. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to approve the supplementals as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Was it Jill?
Mhm.
Jill and Curtis. It's been moved and seconded to approve the supplementals as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is all. I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Ms. Schreiber has some comments to make.
Jill and Ryan Ruda. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in
Call.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
3 to go, Mike.